Hi, Dr. Crawford. I'm excited to talk to you about our compassion curriculum that we've created um, to enhance the world, and I'm excited about it. So, the first question in this reflection is, how do I see the students rescued by Compassion First benefiting from the compassion curriculum that I've built, that we built? Well, I hope that it will benefit all components of literacy. I was able to express that when creating this. We wanted to allow for all components: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. And our hope with this was to create a critical stance for girls so that they are recognizing that they have a voice. And we really wanted to showcase that with the driving question, is education important? And writing and speaking are expression parts of literacy. And I think that it's so important for those girls to develop this. And I think that's one of the last things that are developed. But I'm excited to see how that's going to impact their lives, to believe that they have a voice in critical topics and critical literacy. I think it's super important because it develops their voice at a younger age so that they're able to create their voice per se into college. And so I'm hoping that it will challenge them, and everything that they do in this curriculum will challenge their thought process to allow for that. What advice might you give a tutor or teacher with Compassion First as they utilize your curriculum? So I think with this critical literacy and critical thought process, as they're coming up with their stance to answer this question, it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of thought to that. So with the component of the language barrier, I feel like could be one of the biggest parts of our curriculum that's challenging, especially the grammar parts of that, and the writing process itself. So I think just to express to the tutor that they should take their time, and if there's any confusion, to stop and support students where they're at, and use the resources that were provided to the best of their ability, because even if they aren't able to complete the whole curriculum as it's written, I think that the resources itself themselves have power to them, and that forming that opinion is powerful in itself. So just hoping that they have that and they take the time. Also, if they need more time, that they are able to stretch out each day for their needs. It's not set in stone, and I want them to feel that they have the freedom to do that. If they are just needing to focus on reading and listening, that is okay too. It's important to provide all elements of literacy, but I think our main focus was to develop the voice for that student. And if they can answer that question thoroughly and passionately and purposefully for themselves, I think we've done the job. So I'm very excited to express that to them. What might you do differently with your compassion curriculum you have if you were to edit or revise it? Well, this was a tough question for me because I think that I put a lot of effort and passion into this project because I really wanted to see it done well and to its fullest and been used appropriately. And so I wish there was more time. I think that there was not enough time to adequately provide this. And to be honest, it was very hard to get a curriculum like this out in less than 7 days. And so I think that if there was a room for improvement in this course, I would specifically say providing way more time to get the first draft of it completed. And so for the editing and revising piece, I felt like I barely had enough time to put into the editing and revising to the point where we could spend hours and hours. But mostly I think that I would develop more modeling for these students and tutors because of the language barrier and because it's writing. There was only so much we could do with the time that we were given. And I also think that allowing peer review more time than 12 hours turnover would be very beneficial to this course. So if it is done in the near future, I would just suggest that there be more time allowed for creativity, because the creativity I felt like with this project has been kind of hampered down, I guess, to say the least, just because of the time issues. There's just not enough time in the week to get this done fully to the best of our ability. Also, with resources, I think to be very catered to this, it takes time to find very specific, important, great resources that are critically aligned as well to their culture. And I feel like I did my best with what we had. So I am very pleased and think that we've made a product that's going to allow students to walk through the process. What was it like for you to work with your partner on this project? Well, I thought my partner and I did an amazing job working together. I'm very thankful. I want to say thank you to you for listening to me. That was such an important part of this process for me, because this is a hard topic to teach, and I thought that Allison was an amazing partner. She went above and beyond in many different areas, and I think every time that we were communicating, whether it be face-to-face, whether it be FaceTime, whether it be on the phone or texting or online, we were able to communicate very well. Most of the time we did things face-to-face, and that was how I wanted to work from the get-go, and so that was a blessing, and I just am very thankful for that. But as far as her work ethic goes, she's amazing and goes above and beyond and wants to do her best to be very thorough. So I really feel like our minds and our thought processes were very similar in how we thought, and so hopefully that shows in our project. What did you learn about yourself by constructing your compassion curriculum? Well, I learned that I could create a 40+ document curriculum in less than 7 days. Wow, it's so crazy. So God has been very patient with me and taught me, specifically, He's taught me patience and persistence and peace as I walked through this challenge myself. I feel like this has been one of the most academically challenging things I have done thus far. And I'm thankful to have it finished, but also I was thankful for the process because I learned so much with a content I'm very passionate about and wanted to learn more. So I'm hoping that the girls from Compassion can see this hard work that Allison and I put in, that we worked very hard and put a lot of hours into this. And most of all, I'm hoping that the girls feel our hearts in creating this. As far as content goes, it was incredible to synthesize my learning from everything that I have learned from this whole program into a literacy unit. It was fun because I was passionate about writing, and I was very appreciative of that choice to be able to create a curriculum for this purpose. I love literacy, and I can't wait to see how it's used in the future. And I'm super excited to hear more about this project from you. That's my one question for you, is how will we be updated about how this is used? I would really love to hear and a follow through on how this curriculum is used, and see it, if there's any way to see these girls in action or the tutors in action, or just hear a comment after it's being used. It would be very encouraging to me, especially. So thank you for the opportunity. I pray that this feedback, and hope that this feedback is helpful for you for the future. I think if I would change one thing, it would be the time, and I think that it can be done in the 4-week course, but not in 1 week. So just an advice with that, but I am very thankful for the opportunity to try something new and synthesize my learning for this whole program. So thank you so much for great learning. Talk to you later.